I never imagined I'd be living with an alien. Let alone one who insisted that we share a bed because it was her species' tradition. But that's exactly where I found myself after Earth signed the Interspecies Cultural Exchange Pact with the Asverians, a race known for their intellect, bioluminescent markings, and highly tactile customs. It started 6 weeks ago, when a tall, silver-skinned woman with glowing violet eyes and shimmering blue hair walked into my shared apartment at the University of Mars Outpost 17. Her name was Velari. She stood there with 2 small suitcases and a soft smile that made her glowing cheek markings pulse with light. "You are Daniel?" she asked, her voice like soft chimes. "Yeah, that's me," I said, staring at her in awe. "You must be Velari." She nodded and stepped forward, eyes scanning the modest dorm-style apartment. "I'm honored to share this space. It is customary among Asverians to sleep near one another. I hope this will not be uncomfortable for you." I blinked. "You mean, in the same room?" "No," she said seriously. "The same bed. For my species, shared sleep reinforces safety and trust, especially in new environments." Now, I wasn't sure if the student housing department was playing some cruel joke or if this was real interstellar protocol, but Velari was sincere, gentle, and respectful. She insisted she'd sleep on the edge and keep a respectful distance. And surprisingly, she did, at first. But that was before the pain started. It was around week 3 when I noticed the first change. Velari had always been graceful and composed, but one night I felt the bed shift more than usual. I turned over to find her curled tightly into herself, arms wrapped around her abdomen, glowing softly in an erratic pattern. "Velari," I whispered. She flinched. "I apologize. Did I wake you?" "No, Are you okay?" She hesitated, then shook her head. "It is nothing. Just a seasonal ache." "Seasonal?" She didn't respond right away. "Eventually," she whispered, "my body enters a cycle every half-orbit. The symptoms vary. I thought I could manage without the salve from home. Is there something I can do? Call the med bay?" She shook her head again, a faint glow illuminating her high cheekbones. "No. It's not dangerous. Just painful. It will pass." The next night, she didn't sleep on the edge. She drifted closer in the darkness, unconsciously seeking warmth. I woke to her shivering, her skin cold despite the room's temperature being set high for her species preference. Her pain worsened over the following nights. By the start of week 5, Velari was barely holding her composure during the day. Her classes were missed. Her meals went untouched. At night, she trembled beside me, small whimpers escaping her lips as she curled against my side like a wounded bird. I had to act. "Velari," I said one evening, sitting on the edge of our bed as she lay in a tight ball behind me. "You can't go on like this. Let me take you to the University Medical Center." "I told you," she murmured. "Human medicine does not work on Asverians." "I'm not talking about human medicine," I said firmly. "I've been researching. There's an Asverian exchange student in the xenobiology program, Soren. I spoke to him. He says there's a nerve patch salve stored in the medical vault for emergencies." Velari sat up slowly, her glowing eyes wide. You went to Soren for me." "I didn't know what else to do," I admitted. "I hate seeing you in pain." She lowered her head, and her markings shimmered softly in hues of violet and pale blue, an Asverian display of emotion. "You're very kind, Daniel." "Come on," I said gently. "Let's go." The med bay was quiet at night, lit by a soft red glow. Soren met us at the entrance and guided Velari to a private chamber. The salve was pale gold, stored in a small crystalline tube. She applied it herself, with slow, practiced care, rubbing it into her temples, chest, and the inside of her arms where the nerve clusters pulsed faintly beneath her skin. The change was nearly instant. She exhaled like she hadn't been able to breathe for days. Her shoulders relaxed. Her body stopped trembling. Back in our room that night, Velari slid under the blanket and wrapped herself around me without hesitation. I tensed slightly, unused to the full contact, but she sighed into my chest. "Thank you," she whispered. I wasn't sure how to respond. My arms slowly settled around her, feeling the way her bioluminescent skin pulsed gently with relief. That night, she finally slept. But peace didn't last. A week later, Velari woke me with a scream. I bolted upright to see her writhing in bed, clutching her stomach. Her skin flickered dangerously, red and white pulses indicating distress. I called Soren immediately. "She's gone into rupture cycle," he said grimly. "It happens rarely when the pain suppression fails. She needs physical bioanchoring, constant contact with someone trusted. It calms the nervous overload. Otherwise, she might go into shock." "You mean I have to hold her?" I asked. "Not just hold her. You need to ground her body. Apply warmth. Human contact is reactive to Asverian biology. You're her closest anchor." Without hesitation, I climbed back into bed and pulled Velari against me. Her body was burning with erratic pulses of energy. I held her tightly, murmuring her name, my hands soothing her shoulders, her back, her arms. Slowly, she calmed. She wept against me. I didn't speak. I just held her. Morning came quietly. The red flashes on her skin had faded to soft gold and lilac. She looked up at me, her glowing eyes filled with exhaustion and gratitude. "I was afraid," she whispered. "Afraid I'd die on your world. Alone. In pain." "You're not alone," I said. "I know that now." She pressed her forehead to mine, an Asverian gesture of deep trust. From that point forward, sharing a bed was no longer just tradition. It was necessity. She would curl beside me each night, her hand resting lightly on my chest, her breath syncing with mine. And over time, it became something more. We talked late into the night, about Earth, about Asveria, about the music she loved and the way my laugh made her glow a brighter shade of blue. I learned the patterns of her light, the meaning of each color. She learned the softness of my voice, the calm of my touch. One evening, just as we were about to fall asleep, she spoke quietly into the dark. "You are more than my roommate now." I turned to look at her, heart suddenly racing. "You are my anchor, my warmth, my tradition." And then, carefully, her lips brushed mine, cool and soft, like a kiss made of stars. Our story began with a bed we were forced to share. But in the end, it became the place we chose to stay. Together. Always.